Yeah, go ahead. So these are the fenders I resprayed the other day, and I had cut some holes out for some lights in them that I'm gonna put in the front and the back side, and they're dry enough now that we've already mounted one set of plates, and we didn't make a video of that one, but I will make a video of this one here of mounting the aluminum plate and the lights in and the visors on it. But we'll step around here. Already got one of them mounted, and we're getting ready to wire it up. So let's go wire it up. So here, I got my lights in. I got my uh, plate, my backing plate on there. I got my LED lights in here, and I put some visors on it. And I did it on the front and the back. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just wire all this stuff up, and we're gonna use some 14 gauge copper wire. We're gonna wire them all in together, and we're gonna try to hide the wire, around the fender. And if you were mounting these on a truck, this fender here is not going on a truck. It's going on a mailbox sign project. It's not going to be on the highway rolling up and down the road, bouncing around, but I'm still going to mount it solid. But if you were mounting it on a truck, the wiring on it, you may do it a little different than what I'm getting ready to do here, just to make sure you didn't get any kind of anything rubbing on a tire or skinning your wires. But this here is going to be a stationary piece, so I'm going to wire it up where to hold stationary like I want it. So. Mm-hmm. Cut it right here. When I strip my wires, I strip them back about 3/8 of an inch. I don't go quite a whole half inch, but 3/8 of an inch is enough to get up in that coupling. We're gonna wire the black to black. We use these waterproof butt clamps. We can heat them up and shrink them when we get done. Just kind of keeps moisture out of there. Use the wrong kind of wire. It don't matter what kind of butt clamps you heat up, put on it, it's going to corrode. So no kind of copper coated alloy wire. I wouldn't recommend wiring up any lights with it unless you want problems. Always make sure it's solid copper wire. They should be outlawed on selling that aluminum copper coated wire anyway. I mean, it don't benefit nobody but the man that's selling it. Everyone who buys it, uh, it's just wasting their time and their money. Stuff should be outlawed. So what we're going to do here is we're going to end up bringing these wires around the top of this fender back down to here, and I'm going to end up going out down here somewhere around the bottom. I don't know exactly where I'll go out, but I'm going to leave me enough wire so I can tie in and go out the way I want to. Get this mess out of the way. So if I come around here, what I'll probably do is splice it up here somewhere together, and then come on down with it with the rubber coating in it. So I'll leave me enough extra wire from here that I can make it over to this corner and go up maybe a foot, so I can splice it up out of view up in here somewhere instead of down here. If you ain't got the right kind of crimpers to crimp these butt clamps with, you got something too sharp, it ain't good just to try to crank down on it as hard as you can, because what you can do, you mash through that little plastic coating they got on there, and then it's worthless. So you're not keeping any kind of moisture out, and the wire can touch the other wire and cause it to be arcing and blow a fuse or something like that. Let's take that one off. Like that. But that one there, I didn't like the way it crimped, so we're just going to take it off and redo it. I'm trying not to cut my wire so it don't come up short. If you don't crimp them tight enough, it's a problem. And if you crimp them too tight, it's a problem. So you want to get them just right. You just want to give it a little bit of tug on there. Make sure it's snugged up. And once you heat that butt clamp up, it shrinks up in on that fit in there. That'll help it hold it even more. And once that rubber plastic melts, or kind of, it won't melt, but it tightens up around that wire, it helps hold it together too. All right, let me find my heat gun. Where is it? Got a heat gun here. We're just gonna let it run for a few minutes, a minute, 30 seconds or something, whatever it takes to get hot. It feels pretty warm. We're just gonna go back here and heat shrink these up. You don't have to try to smoke your wires. Just watch it. When it tightens up around your rubber, that should be good enough. These lights here, I had to buy these lights new. I didn't have enough of the lights to do what I had to do, so I did have to buy some lights. But the fenders, I bought them used off of a fella a couple years ago for another truck that I had plans on using them, but I didn't end up using them because something else came up, or either that truck got sold that I was going to use them on. I ain't exactly sure. They've been just sitting in my building out there for a couple of years in the way. All right, so that's what you want on the connecting them, heat shrinking them up. Same thing here. All right. All right, so now we got all these 6 butt clamps heat shrinked up. We'll put a couple little zip ties on them. And if I was going to be running this on my truck, I'd probably put some wire looms and stuff like that on it. But I'm not going to be running it on my truck, so we're going to just tie them up where they can't be all flopping around. Come back, trim that excess off. We got a cable clamp here. We'll put one cable clamp over here just to hold it. All right, that should hold it. That'll keep it from jumping all around. We can put one more on this side since we got them. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. Just make sure your wires is not hung up in between. And this one here is hung up in between the metal on that cable clamp because it will pinch it. And it don't take much to get hung up in there if you got it standing up instead of down. All right, so that'll hold this over here. That'll give me a little bit of play up here to fasten my wire, and I'm gonna move to that side over there, and I'm gonna do the same thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shorten these wires up. I don't need all that excess wire hanging there. I don't want all that extra wire. I'm gonna shorten some of it up, get rid of it. I'm gonna come here. I'll leave me enough wire to tie it up there. That's about what I want right there. Same thing here. I just get me I may get me a little more on these smaller wires. That way I can fold the tips of them. I don't know why they wouldn't put just a tad bit bigger wire on these lights and stuff. I bought lights and different little stuff over the years that needed just a tad bit bigger wire on them. Some of them, they'll try to give you one little old strand of wire. It won't even be strands. It'd be one little old strand, two strands. I know they're trying to make profit, not spend a whole lot on wire, but come on, man. Give it a little bit more wire. All right. Same thing here. Just going to twist them together. Just color code, twist them together. If I was trying to run them separate, to make them do something different, might wire them a little different, but what I'm trying to do is just basically running light and brake light. That's all I want. Same thing here, don't press it too hard. That's enough to hold it good. Same thing here, color coded. We got one odd color wire, which is going to be the green wire. And it's all copper. That black wire, that white wire, and that green wire, it's the same copper inside. It's just got different colors on it, so you can identify what wire is what. So we don't have a red wire. So instead of the red wire, we're going to use it, make this green wire the red wire. So I did it on all the rest of them the same, and I'm gonna make the green red. And if you got a whole bunch of wiring, you may want to get you some red tape, stick on something, because you might forget somewhere down the line and get a wire crossed up with something else, and then you got a problem trying to trace it. You don't always have to have the same color wire. You just got to know what wire is going where. And it makes it harder for other people to work on it when you don't have color coded wires. Like somebody like myself, I work on my own stuff. So I go to some of my stuff and I know exactly what it was what. Because I did it. But if somebody else was to go to something that somebody else did, that the wire is not color coded on it, it'll cause them a problem because they may have to trace unless they got somebody's actually put some kind of little diagram in there, wiring diagram showing what's what. They'll have to go there and kind of trace, just kind of trace out what's what. So give us a little extra here. We have them that want to put that there. There, and we'll pull it back. So, we'll cut it off my here. Matter of fact, I've ran into some of that same stuff myself. Working on underground wires that's been up underground that's been cut. That they use all the same color wire. They got 15 different wires there, all of them cut like spaghetti, and they're the same color. So then you have to start tracing down what's what. If you're going to put them out together without running new wires, you got to trace down each individual what it actually is. So I didn't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. We'll wire all them together. crimp in the wrong spot. I don't want it there, so I cut it back loose. All right, so I think what we had was need to come all the way around with that wire. That wire is not going to be a short wire, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the coating on it this time. I'm not going to strip it off. I'm going to leave the coating on it. I'm going to strip about 5 inches off. 6 maybe. We'll call it 6. All right, so I'll leave my coating on here because I'm going around that fender. I don't need to strip it off. So we went to Lowe's yesterday. The washing machine tore up a couple of days ago. We didn't have time to order no parts and wait on them. So we just went to go buy a new washing machine yesterday from Lowe's. We hooked the trailer up. We was going to get the washing machine, bring it on back. We drive all the way to Lowe's, about 30 miles, and I didn't know you couldn't go to Lowe's anymore and just buy a washing machine and walk out the door with it. The only ones you can buy and walk out the door with it is the basic contractor, the basic washing machine they sell a lot of. You have to order it online or either order it in there and then wait on somebody to come and deliver it in a day or two. So that's new for me. You can't go to Lowe's and just walk out with a washing machine. So we wasted a trip driving our way up there and back and didn't get a washing machine because they don't keep them in the store. Go ahead and shrink them up right quick. All right, so we got them all heat shrinked up. We're gonna put us another uh, wire hanger up here on this top to try to neaten them up. 2 of them. Well, move on. All right, so what we use here is these holes we mount the brackets to are already holes that were in here, from the front plate there. We didn't cut any special holes. So what I want to do is just give me enough of slack on my wire to run it around, and it don't have to be exact. I'll come back and I'll cut it just a little bit longer than what I need it. So about here is where I'm going to tie both of them in together. And then I'm going to come out. I could tie them in here and come out down here. So I think this will be a good enough piece of wire. We'll just cut it off right here for now. We'll go from there. We'll tie these in, and then we'll have us a pigtail hanging out so I can actually wire it up when I get it set where I want it. So what I did here is I just took me some Gorilla tape, some kind of duct tape, whatever you got, temporary, and I just taped my wire up there where I'm actually going to put it at with some Gorilla tape just to hold it so I could get a measurement. I'm going to come out with some type of bonding agent and fix that wire up there where it can't fall down. And you couldn't use that if you had it on the road on a truck bouncing around. You would have to put some kind of cable clamp on it, drill a hole and bolt it. Otherwise, it'll come loose and snatch all your wires out going down the road eventually. But for I really don't want to drill the holes in the fender. I could drill one on the inside and make it not too obvious, but I probably won't. What I'll probably do is just put some type of sealant that gets hard up there and kind of seal that wire to that fender. In my case, like I said, if I was putting it on one of my trucks or something, I would drill a hole in it and bolt it. I'd make sure that wire couldn't move. This here give me what I need to go ahead and fire my light up. So it messed up again. I'm supposed to crimp another wire in with that one. I don't want that. All right. Let me see if I can get these off. So I pulled the butt clamps back off because I was supposed to wire an extra wire in with the bottom to come out, and I didn't. I crimped all the crimps together, so that ain't what I want. And if you could cut the wire again, but then you're gonna have more crimps in there, so we'll just go ahead and fix it right now. So when I come out the bottom, I need to get me a extra wire that I'm actually run to my batteries or to my switch, whatever I decide to operate these lights. Right now, if you just wire them together, you ain't got no way to give them power. This process here is just wiring up the lights. This process here is actually being able to wire the lights to whatever it is you're going to wire them to. Okay. So now I got these. What I want to do is twist these together. You want to twist them tight because that's a small little hole up there. We may even have to take that off. And sometimes when you twist them tight like that, want to strip that insulation back just a tad further than you normally would. That way you don't have to try to push all that insulation way up in that butt crimp there. Sometimes you can get it to go up in there a little ways, but if you got too much on there, it makes it hard to get up in there. So if you got more copper, less insulation, as long as you can get it up in there past that plastic coating, it's fine. Like that. We want this one here, I'm going to strip it back just a tad more. No, that didn't come on there good enough. That's why you pull on them a little bit. Sometimes you think they're crimped, and they're actually not. They're not crimped good. And it's better to make sure you got a good crimp on it out here than it is to get it on the fender and get it mounted up in there, and then the light's working and it's not working. It's blinking on and off, and then you got a whole lot more work. You got to get up in there and try to see what the problem is when you could have, just did a little tug test on it and eliminated it. So this one here, the wire's a little stripped back there. We'll pull test on it. You ain't got to try to snatch it off, but you can pull on it good enough that you'll know what that'll hold there. Same thing. All right, we got the wires in there where I feel like they'll hold. We'll go ahead and heat them up. We got two of these fenders to do the same way. One of them, this is the first one. The other one around there, I'll film it while I'm cutting the plates, and I've already cut the plates and polished them, and just drilling them and bolting them and hot rivet and light covers and all that good stuff. But this is basically going to be the end finish of it, just wiring them up and getting the wires set where you don't have to worry about them falling off. But that's pretty much it. So we got the lights wired up. We got it temporarily up where we're going to fasten it to stay for good. I'm going to probably zip tie these here together a little bit better. Yeah. Cut that excess mess off there. So when we come back and seal it up around there where it can't move, this will be actually finished, and I'll leave a certain amount of this wire on here, maybe 6 foot, 7 foot, just to make sure that I got enough to get to my base wherever I'm going to wire it to. So when I get done, I'll have, let's see, we'll call that 2, 4, call that 4, call that 6. We'll leave about 6 or 7 foot of wire on it. So, matter of fact, I ain't even gonna cut it right now. I'm gonna wait till I set it down on there. That way I don't have to leave excess. Because I got to wire another whole fender up, and you don't want to cut 2 foot of your wire off and find out you cut off 2 foot too much, and then on your next light you come up a foot short. So then you got to piece it all together. So we'll wait till we set it down on there. I'll mark it so I don't waste my wire, and we'll catch it on the next one.